sound of the city, the sounds that are heard in San Francisco are mixed with daylight's glimmering rays and moonbeams shimmering glow. When darkness settles on the city, homeward people on their way, chimes ringing softly in the stillness, fog creeping slowly across the bay. Hear the sound of the city, the sounds that are heard in San Francisco on KSFO, KSFO, San Francisco.
Oh, I know you're not going to believe this, but I played that for Herbie. Herbie? Yeah, as in sugar cane. Tough stuff to chop down when you got a sore throat. When you hear the tone, you'll know that Bobby Dale should have been to work an hour earlier, but I watched a lot of football. I'll tell you more. It's 9 o'clock.
Good evening, this is KSFO News. American military sources report 5 waves of B-52 striking targets near the South Vietnamese capital today, trying to cut back communist activity. One of those strikes against a long-time communist infiltration route about 30 miles from Saigon. Communist activity near the capital is seen as a possible prelude to an attack on Saigon later this month. And departing the waters of Vietnam, the naval cruiser Newport News is now steaming towards the Philippines with the bodies of 19 sailors killed in an explosion in a gun position on the ship. Here at home, Navy Lieutenant Markham Gartley, held prisoner for 4 years by the North Vietnamese, held a brief news conference this morning in New York prior to flying to Jacksonville, Florida. Gartley says he wants to assure families of other POWs that American flyers are neither mistreated nor brainwashed by Hanoi.
My treatment during captivity has been humane. I have not been mistreated. Prisons anywhere in the world are no bed of roses, and this one, of course, is no exception. But when you take into account the standard of living in the country which we are confined in, and then examine the conditions which we lived in, using this standard, you have to say we were treated very well.
And Gartley was asked his feelings on the Vietnam War.
When I was shot down, I was, you might say, quite politically unaware. I was not keeping up with the information which was available to me. Since that time, I have, of course, been exposed to all the information concerning the anti-war movement, concerning the effects on the Vietnamese population, their history, the whole thing. But I feel that it's going to take quite a bit of re-examination of the information which is now available to me before I can make give you a well-founded answer on this subject. So I really would like to wait on that.
George McGovern's wife, Eleanor, today says her husband will make public shortly some major proposals for dealing with the Vietnam War. And Mayor Alioto, speaking at a Democratic dinner and rally in Reno, is giving his full support to Senator McGovern. Alioto says he's not simply a supporter of the Democratic candidate, but a supporter of McGovern. Formerly a Humphrey man, the mayor says his support for McGovern developed after talks with Senator Humphrey. Alioto says he believes McGovern will win in San Francisco, adding that the margin here in the city is an important barometer of statewide voting in California. A survey in Newsweek magazine concludes that President Nixon is within reach of a 50-state sweep. The magazine reports that Nixon already has enough support to give him more than the number of electoral votes he needs for re-election. San Francisco police are investigating an altercation among several participants at a fundraising dance for Ron Pelosi in the Sheraton Palace last night. One man, Edwin Jimenez, was stabbed 7 times in the chest and was spiked in the head. He was taken to Mission Emergency in critical condition. Several suspects are in custody. Northern California security guards in the International Union of Guards and Watchmen are on strike today over wage disputes, the men walking off their jobs early this morning. Union spokesman William Stark says the employer settlement is below the minimum wage.
The progress of negotiations stopped on wages when the employers only offered at 10 cents on the low wage bracket of $1.83. In other words, they offered to make it $1.93 in the face of a possible $2 minimum scale.
Faced with continued court fines, negotiators for striking Washington, D.C. teachers report reaching tentative agreement on a new contract with that school system, apparently ending a 13-day walkout. KSFO Sports reports in baseball today. The Giants beat Atlanta 6-2, Oakland 4-2 over Kansas City. In that tied American League East Division race, Baltimore 2-1 over Boston. Detroit beat Milwaukee 5-1. The Tigers now trail Boston by only 1/2 game. In the NFL today, the 49ers clobbered New Orleans 37-2. The Oakland Raiders could only manage a 17-17 tie with San Diego. Kansas City 45, Denver 24. Pittsburgh 25-19 over St. Louis. Detroit down Chicago 38-24. Atlanta walked over the Rams 31-3. Cleveland 27, Cincinnati 6. Baltimore shut out Buffalo 17-0. Houston upset the Jets 26-20. New England over Washington 24-23. Miami 16, Minnesota 14, and the Green Bay Packers upset Dallas 16-13. Bay Area weather, a chance of showers tonight, then partly cloudy tomorrow, mostly fair tomorrow night and Tuesday, slightly warmer also Tuesday. Overnight lows in the 50s with the highs tomorrow into the 60s. Westerly winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. That's KSFO News. Bob Holmes reporting. KSFO News is everywhere. And the nervous bridegroom, Bobby Dale, right around the corner after this report from Larry Diggs.
This is part 5 of a series called The More Things Change, the More They Remain the Same. One of the major jobs of the anti-poverty type groups is to find jobs for people. In fact, it is amazing how many community organizations have job counseling components. Well, with all of the job finders, one has to ask, why don't more minorities have more and better jobs? Well, we still have racists running companies, and the job market is so bad that even skilled white people can't find work. But the problem goes further than that. When one of those racists gets his head turned around and calls these job counselors to find a suitable, if not qualified, minority to fill the position, all too often he is talking to someone so stupid that it's a wonder they could find their way to the telephone. Picture the situation. A manager of a company calls the job counselor with the intent of hiring his first non-white. He says, "Send me someone who is intelligent and can pick up the business." It is not unlikely that he will get someone who will come in with his nose dripping, his shoes untied, his hair uncombed, and who doesn't know why he's arrived at this place and is staring this man in the face. Not possible, you say? Well, I've seen it happen, and more than once. Why, you ask, still disbelieving? It happens because the job counselors are high school graduates, if that, and wouldn't have a job himself if a friend wasn't running the program he was working for.
Yeah.
He not only knows nothing about the job market or what its projections are, but he doesn't even know how to look for a job.
Huh?
How can he counsel someone else on how to sell himself to an employer? Many young people need training. The counselors usually don't know what training programs exist and if they will fit the needs of the counselee. As an example of what I'm talking about, the federal government puts out a guide which lists almost all bona fide professions and vocations, with a forecast of the market for those skills and what you have to do to acquire them and how to get into the jobs. A spot check at this very moment will show that few job counselors have even heard of this book, not to mention the absence of it from their offices. I might mention that the book is neither new or expensive. Job counselors? Huh. More on this later. Can you dig it? This is Larry Diggs.
And this is Bobby Dale. Know where I've been? Yeah, well, listen, I went there. The last time I went was a long time ago. Can you believe that my voice is getting stronger just from non-smoking? Well, practically. 10 minutes, make it 11 after 9. Bobby Dale. Finally got to work. I hope not too much. This is what happens to gamblers who play for heavy, heavy stakes. Godfathers live everywhere, all over Oakland.
Everybody has been burned before.
Berkeley.
Everybody knows the pain.
Hey, football players.
Anyone in this place can tell you to your face why you shouldn't try to love someone. Everybody knows it never works. Everybody knows, and me. I know that door that shuts just before you get to the dream. You see. I know all too well how to turn, how to run, how to hide behind a bitter wall of blue. But you die inside if you choose to hide.
Hey, hey.
So I guess instead I love you.
Yes, I will. And she has, well, she's from Richmond. That covers a lot of football players. Even some from Dallas, well, all over. Well, what's his name? The coach. God love him. And Gene Nelson, God love him too. And Freddie Myers, what's the weather?
And good evening.
Good evening.
And how's my friend Bob?
I'm fine, Freddie.
That's good. And weather-wise, it hasn't been so fine today. It's been a lot of clouds today, even inland of the Bay Area. I'm predicting it this way, that there would probably be drizzle near the ocean tonight, but very light, and a very slight chance of very scattered showers elsewhere in the Bay Area tonight. But then tomorrow clearing, and by 10 or 11 it should be mostly sunny for the remainder of tomorrow. That would be good if I could get back to today again. And tonight's lows in the 50s. Tomorrow's highs are only about 60 on the coast to very low 70s around Concord and Waller Creek and possibly Martinez. And winds mostly out of westerly quadrants to 12, and maybe in the windier locations up to 18 at times.
Okay, what's the funny for tonight, or the plug?
Well, I'll give both.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give the plug first, and then you'll need the funny. This is the time of year where pennies from heaven come down from the sky for Freddie, and people that need weather forecast service could subscribe to my service. I can be reached at 731-0140. Each morning I forecast for that day and the next. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I forecast for the following 5 days. And at the beginning of each month, I make a 30-day forecast that comments on how many days I expect it to rain, and in fact, even what days.
Wow.
The amounts.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe you. I do believe you. Because you're closer to heaven than I am. Much closer, and I love you, Freddie. Now, what's the funny?
Well, I was just thinking, most people, or rather, the most disappointed people in the world are those who get what is coming to them.
If the television world is ready for MASH, Channel 5's got it tonight.
Have we got a fall for you?
We've also got Yul Brynner in his King of Siam costume.
Dig 'em.
Have we got a fall for you?
Have we got a fall for you on Channel 5? Everything from Alan Alda to Sandy Duncan.
It's all here.
Beginning at 7:30, Yul Brynner becomes the bald-headed, bull-headed King of Siam in Anna and the King. At 8 from the movie that fractured you, we've got MASH. Sandy Duncan is the funny face on the UCLA campus at 8:30, followed by Dick Van Dyke at 9 and Mike Connors' Tough Guy Mannix at 9:30. Local minority groups come all together now at 10:30. Have we got a night for you on Channel 5?
All right. See the all-new season tonight, KPIX Channel 5. But I still love Lon Simmons and the Giants in Candlestick. In working now and then.
Many years ago when I was just a kid, all the neighbors thought I was great. Right next door there's Mr. and Mrs. Jones, kind of people you'd call first rate. I remember when I used to cut their lawn, Mr. Jones thought I was a fine lad. And if he had a son, he'd want him just like me, cause he'd be proud to be my dad. Well, here I am, a man and fully grown, looking out the window at Mrs. Jones. Well, I could think of 3 things society had me for, while standing here digging on Mrs. Jones. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Yes, I am. Digging on Mrs. Jones. I know I am. She knows I am too. Oh, Mrs. Jones. Been a long time since I cut their lawn. I think I about Mrs. when Mr. is gone. But I'd never tell her 'cause I know that would be wrong. Sometimes I think I'm seeing things that I know just shouldn't be. But then again, sure looks like Mrs. Jones is digging on me. Well, here I am, a man and fully grown, looking out the window at Mrs. Jones. Well, I could think of three things society'd have me for, while standing here digging on Mrs. Jones. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Oh, sure looks good. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones. Digging on Mrs. Jones. You know I'm digging on Mrs. Jones. Thought I'm digging on Mrs. Jones every night. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Oh, I'm gonna make it all right. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Gonna make it all right. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Digging on Mrs. Jones. Digging on Mrs. Jones.
Now you tell me how many Joneses there are in 50 states. And I'll tell you my name after I say goodnight to Freddie Myers, 'cause I was kind of tired. My name is Bobby Dale, and good God, I'm getting married. Not in the morning, thank heavens. I've still got almost 7 days to think it over. Oh, Air Force, what did you say about well, never mind what you said. I'll tell you, to be up there ain't easy.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Hi, this is Luther Ingram, and if you'd rather be right, then here's the best offer you've had all day. An opportunity for a tuition-free college education, including an allowance and free flying lessons. That's the Air Force ROTC offer. And when you graduate, you'll have more than a diploma. You'll have a commission as an Air Force officer.
Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much much is falling in mine.
Into each and every life, some rain has got to fall. But too much of that stuff is falling into mine. And into each heart, some tears has got to fall. But I know that someday that sun is bound to shine.
Some folks can lose the blues in their heart.
But when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life, some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
Don't roll those eyes at me, don't kiss me tenderly. Just sit me down and serve me sirloin steak and chocolate cake. Just feed me until I want no more. The way to my heart is through my stomach. Don't smile and stroke my hair, don't whisper in my ear. Just sit me down and serve me a hot-baked ham and candy jam. Just feed me until I want no more. 'Cause the way to my heart is through my stomach. You can make love to me every day. It's really fine, it knocks me out, but I'd rather make a jawbone play. Don't cuddle up and do, don't pitch no dog rat's woo. Just sit me down and serve me ham on rye and apple pie. Just feed me until I want no more. 'Cause the way to my heart is through my stomach. Now I know I think you're very nice. I like your lips, I like your hair, but they don't compare with shrimps and rice. Don't cuddle up and coo, I don't pitch no dog rat's woo. Just sit me down and serve me turnip greens and navy beans. Just feed me until I want no more. 'Cause the way to my heart is through my stomach. Yes, the way to my heart is through my stomach. That's right, the way to my heart is right through the alimentary canal. Don't be giving me them sweet words, give me something to eat.
Yeah.
Dinner is served.
Oh, almost. You hold it for a while and I'll tell you about it. First of all, that was John Hendricks. He's been living in Europe. Also, traveling around a lot of other places. The guitar player is no longer with us, Wes Montgomery. Bobby Dale is still with you. But Lou Geneva, I just want to mention something about Pappy Waldorf. And tickets can be purchased at the Fairmont Hotel. I don't even know what it's about, man. But I know they say he scouts now and then, man, but, that's what I don't mind doing record hops for a couple of people, I dance sitting down. I mentioned John Hendricks. Did I mention Enrico's? Oh, I don't want the wedding to get that big. Then every gambler, see that? There's a gambler playing playing with the station break at 9:30.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
San Francisco.
KSFO, 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 KSFO.
Wow, 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 wow. Sitting by the ocean, me heart she feels so sad. Sitting by the ocean, me heart she feels so sad. Don't got the money to take me back to Trinidad. Fine Calypso woman, she cooked me shrimp and rice. Fine Calypso woman, she cooked me shrimp and rice. These Yankee hot dogs don't treat me stomach very nice. In Trinidad, $1 buy papaya juice, banana pie, 6 coconut, 1 female goat, and plenty fish to fill the boat. 1 bushel bread, 1 barrel of wine, and all the town she comes to dine. But here is bad, $1 buy, cup of coffee, ham on rye. Me throat she sick from necktie, me feet she hurt from shoes, me pocket full of empty, I got Calypso blues. These Yankee girls give me big scare. Is black the root, is blondie hair, her eyelash false, her face is paint, and pads are where the girl she ain't. She jitterbugs when she should waltz. I even think her name is false. But Calypso girl is good a lot. Is what you see, is what she got. Sitting by the ocean, me how she feels so sad. Don't got the money to take me back to Trinidad. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Love it.
Wow, 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 wow.
That was done in 1950. 1 voice, 1 man on bongos. The bongo player was Jack Constanza. And if you don't know who the voice was, listen.
No world, country, state, or city is complete without art. and there are no art forms without artists. One artist who has contributed to brightening the lives of thousands of Americans is of Chinese ancestry. His name is Dong Kingman. Kingman was born in Oakland in 1906. He has since gained recognition as one of the world's leading watercolorists. His paintings line the walls of galleries all over the United States, and he has had the distinction of having his magnificent pieces of art exhibited on the covers of many of the country's leading magazines. At last report, he was teaching at Columbia University. Dong Kingman, another Chinese American who is helping to build a greater America.
Well, let's see. Facts about Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, Mexican Americans from Richmond. You send your name, address, your phone number to Larry Diggs. He works where I do. That's at KSFO, San Francisco, zip code 94108. But it's getting hard to see here on the corner. Unless you're blind and got a sore throat.
You'll see pretty browns in beautiful gowns. You see tailor-mades and hand-me-downs. You meet honest men and pickpocket skill. You'll find that business never closes till somebody gets killed. If Beale Street could talk, if Beale Street could talk, married men would have to take their beds in war, except one or two who never drink booze, and the blind man on the corner who sings the Beale Street Blues. He said, I'd rather be here than any place I know. Yes, I'd rather be here than any place I know. It's gonna take the sergeant for to make me go. I'm going to the river, maybe by and by. Yes, I'm going to the river, and there's a reason why. Because the river's wet and Beale Street done gone dry.
Get him now. Don't take it off. I say don't take it off. It's just easier to say that he was born in New Orleans and he played trumpet for a long, long time. Bobby Dale, already your voice is getting tired. Just 3 people. Well, make it 4 or 5. God, I don't know. I never answered a phone. He said, looking up, as Lou got ready to play a public service for me. Then the segue.
If you never saw the green grass anymore, 'cause it's covered up by litter from the folks there before you, what would you do? What would you do? If you never saw the sky for the soot that's in your eye, or the garbage piled so high, what would you do? You've got to pitch in to clean up America. You've got to pitch in to clean up America. 'Cause if everybody won't pitch in to clean up America, it won't be America anymore. Oh no.
Of a very unfortunate color man who got arrested down in old Hong Kong. He got 20 years privilege taken away from him when he kicked old Buddha's gone. And now he's bobbing the piano just to raise the price of a ticket to the land of the free. Well, he say his home's in Frisco where they send the rice, but it's really in Tennessee. That's why he said, I need someone to love me, need somebody to carry me home to San Francisco and bury my body there. Oh, I need someone to lend me a $50 bill, and then I'll leave Hong Kong far behind me for happiness once again. Won't someone believe I begin to see that bay again? But when I try to leave, sweet opium won't let me fly away. I need someone to love me, need somebody to carry me home to San Francisco and bury my body there. That's the story of a very unfortunate color man who got arrested down in old Hong Kong. He got 20 years privilege taken away from him when he kicked old Buddha's gone.
Good morning, Captain. I said, good morning to you. Ha, 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 ha. Well, do you need another meal, Skinner? Down on your new mud run. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, hey, hey. Orlando Mule Skinner, and I come from Boston, Kentucky. But I can't make any mule listen for a one except your pay. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, hey, well, hey, little water boy, bring that water around. And if you don't like your job, just bring the bucket down. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, hey,
That's Feliciano. That was before they accidentally found him a violin section. And he can't see too well either. He's got a dog, though, that helps him out. I know. Bobby Dale? Aren't you the shadow? No, I just got soft shoes.
This fall, NBC has it all with Cool Million. Globe-trotting troubleshooter Jefferson Keys gets a charge out of life and charges the life out of his clients, a cool million. But he makes sure they get their money's worth. James Ferrantino stars in Cool Million, coming to NBC Wednesday mystery movie this fall.
Watch the Wednesday mystery movie, Wednesday, 8:30, KRON TV. Is the Big Four? That's right, there's four of us. Now, the Mickey Newberry, I'm trying to get an album of Mickey Newberry to a guy who works Monday nights, who used to be a quarterback in the same city where our coach got his start as a coach. What are you queuing up everything, Stardust? You haven't played Mr. Can't You See?
Can't you see a river flow?
Have a good time in London, baby.
Hear the wind blowing. Can't you sense the endless march of time? Don't you know what I'm feeling? Well, look, 'cause I'm revealing everything that's running through my mind. I'm telling you, friend, time is come. You'll have to start your poor legs running out of this old world you call your own. When the sun brings in tomorrow, will you be the one to crawl and borrow sanity from a man you've never known? Can't you sense the endless march of time? Don't you know what I'm feeling? Well, look, 'cause I'm revealing everything that's running through my mind. And mirrors glare from every angle. Friend, in time you're gonna have to dangle your mind from a living why you think so small. I swear the day is coming soon. Truth's gonna bust a lot of balloons. Will you be the one to have to crawl? I just saw the river flowing. I could hear the wind, it was blowing. I sensed the endless marching of the times. Well, if you don't know what I'm feeling, won't you look, 'cause I'm feeling one thing running through my mind. Your mind's got to be screaming. Can't you see the life that's streaming from the door you opened yesterday? Don't you find a thread disarming? Don't you think the cries alarming? Is no the only thing you know to say? Can't you see the river flowing? Can't you hear the wind that's blowing? Can't you sense the endless march of time? If you don't know what I'm feeling, well, turn and look, 'cause I'm revealing every thought that's running through my mind, through my mind.
Meggie Newberry, I guess you know by now. Bobby Dale, however, will not give the name of the label that particular recording was made on, because they got a dog that they've had for a long time, and I still can't find a brand new copy of Sam Cooke's Folk Favorites. All this, a Mai Tai, and 7 minutes before 10, from the Giant Station. Yes, KSFO. I'm just disguising my voice so I can be the real Lamont Cranston.
Your fire department receives calls like these every day in the week.
I just had a hot water heater explode in my face.
Could you send someone out to my home for a home inspection, please?
A rescue call? Child ingested poison?
Fire department, could you please come over quick? My brother's in a diabetic coma and I don't know what to do.
Find out about the many services provided by your fire department. Presented by the Bay Area Council on Fire Safety. Your fireman, always there when it counts.
Yeah, sometimes it all starts with a cigarette or the earth moving or something. But we got time to sit and... I wanted to play Old Rocking Chair, but I can get that in later.
Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely night dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you when our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. Oh, but that was long ago. Now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside a garden wall when stars are bright. You are in my arms, the nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses grew. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain.
John Gilliland, I want to thank you again. Well, I don't even know how much time he gave me, because I don't get married until next week. Bobby Dale, Lou Geneva, we're both working hard. So are some other people, I know. Flying on the ground. Ain't wrong, but it ain't easy. Now, I got a record by Feliciano again, only this time he's not going to sing. He doesn't have time. He's going to do both parts of dual and banjo at the same time with no overdubs. Wow, I've been listening You've been talking, I'd say a jingle of about 15 seconds. That'll give Bob Holmes time to get his stuff together. For news, right here on the Giant Station with Bobby Dale. Now you do almost sound as bad as last night. I mean this morning, that's right. You work 10 hours in one day and you do it without sleep?
This is the great town, the Golden Gate town, only town around the fine KSFO, San Francisco.
Yeah, you can do it.
Good evening, this is KSFO News, the 10 o'clock report. A rain of bombs today in Vietnam, 5 waves of B-52s dropping their bombs on suspected communist positions 30 to 65 miles from Saigon. There was also scattered communist harassment in the provinces north and northeast of Saigon all day. Military sources believe a new communist attack and fear that it will come soon. The campaign headquarters for George McGovern say the Democratic candidate will make public some major proposals for dealing with the Vietnam situation. That should come in about 10 days. Wanting to reassure families of other POWs, Navy Lieutenant Markham Gartley, in a brief press conference in New York today, says American flyers are neither mistreated nor brainwashed by the North Vietnamese. He says his treatment was humane, adding that prisons anywhere in the world are no bed of roses, and his was no exception, but basically he says they were treated well. Gartley also saying he had no objections to entering a naval hospital and did so on his own, and when asked whether he'd work in the anti-war movement,
I expect to work in the pro-prisoner movement.
Have you considered at any point, Lieutenant, campaigning for either one of the presidential candidates?
Not at this moment, no, I haven't.
You think it's a possibility?
I'm going to have to seriously investigate the issues, both domestic and foreign, before I can really make a decision.
Gartley says the decision to travel with the anti-war representatives rather than military representatives was made by the 3 POWs.
In view of this mandate to the committee, the pilot decided that we would send a telegram to the United States saying that in the best interest of all parties concerned, primarily speaking of the prisoners who still remain, that we would like to travel back to the United States in the company of the escort delegation. This was, as I say, not to jeopardize any future releases and also to avoid any which might prove unpleasant confrontations on the way home.
A nationwide poll by Newsweek magazine indicates President Nixon has 277 solid electoral votes, 7 more than he needs to be reelected. The poll indicating Nixon is within reach of a 50-state sweep. However, a new Gallup poll shows Senator McGovern slightly narrowing the gap on President Nixon. Republicans have hopes of gaining control of the House if the president wins by a landslide. California GOP Congressman Bob Wilson believes it can be done directly with a landslide, but if it falls short of that by 8 or 10 seats, he's looking to conservative Democrats. Wilson says Republican leaders are talking to Southern Democrats to see if they might want to switch parties in January to give the GOP control of the House. New York Congresswoman Bella Abzug was chosen tonight to replace the late William Fitzryan on the Democratic ticket in the November election in the 20th Congressional District. Soviet-American relations are on the top of President Nixon's foreign policy agenda tomorrow. The Soviet Union's foreign minister, Andrei Gromyko, meets with Nixon to discuss a number of mutual problems ranging from the transport of American wheat to Russia to European security. A collapsed landing gear caused a United Airlines 727 with 95 persons aboard to veer off the runway this morning, slightly injuring 9 passengers at San Francisco International Airport. The plane had returned to the airport about half an hour after taking off for Los Angeles when a warning light came on. The accident closed the airport for about 2 hours, delaying all flights for the balance of the day, but operations are now back to normal. State Senator Anthony Bielenson is taking on Ma Bell. Bielenson says he'll introduce legislation to rescind the extra charge imposed on Pacific Telephone customers having unlisted phone numbers. He says the measure will also bar extra charges for information calls, as have been proposed by phone companies in other states. A new shuttle service begins on the city's Muni Railway tomorrow from City Hall through downtown to the Hall of Justice in the south of Market area. The new service on the number 85 bus line will run every 15 minutes on weekdays from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., and is expected to benefit thousands of persons who visit the Hall of Justice daily. KSFO Sports reports the Giants defeated the Atlanta Braves 6-2 for a sweep of their three-game series today. Sam McDowell upping his season record to 10 wins and 8 losses. Pinch hitter Gonzalo Marquez singled in the tie-breaking run in the 8th inning to lift the Oakland A's to a 4-2 victory over the Kansas City Royals. John Brody threw 2 touchdown passes. Vic Washington ran 4 yards for another score, and Bruce Gossett kicked 3 field goals to defeat the New Orleans Saints 37-2 this afternoon. George Blanda kicked a 40-yard field goal with less than 5 minutes remaining in the game to give the Oakland Raiders a 17-17 tie with the San Diego Chargers. The weatherman's calling for a chance of showers tonight throughout the Bay Area, then partly cloudy tomorrow, mostly fair tomorrow night and Tuesday, slightly warmer Tuesday. Overnight lows in the 50s with the highs tomorrow in the 60s, warming up Tuesday into the mid-70s. Westerly winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. That's KSFO News. Bob Holmes reporting. KSFO News is everywhere. Once again, here's Bobby Dale.
Love you. Legend has it that I'm a legend, but I'm not. Just a tired Norwegian named Bobby Dale from KSFO.
Oye, ¿qué estás tomando, muchacho?
Estoy tomando Kool-Aid. Tú sabes, agua fresca.
Ah, agua dulce.
Sí, man.
Bueno, vamos a gozar con mi ritmo.
Vamos para la luna, chico, vamos.
Ahí, rico.
Agua dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Agua dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Agua dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Agua dulce para tomar. Dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Agua dulce para tomar.
Oye, timbalero, ¿qué estás tomando?
Kool-Aid, hombre.
And how do you feel, man?
I mean, I feel pretty cool. You know, everything's groovy, man. You know, I'm digging.
Entonces, a gozar con la timba.
¡Timbalero! Agua dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Sabor. Agua dulce para tomar,
Agua dulce.
con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Agua dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar.
Rico.
Agua dulce para tomar, con mi ritmo vamos a gozar.
Agua dulce.
Agua dulce para tomar,
Rico.
con mi ritmo vamos a gozar.
Ajá, muchacho.
Agua dulce para tomar,
Agua dulce.
con mi ritmo vamos a gozar. Agua dulce para tomar.
Ugh. Now, you're not going to tell me it took Cal Gator that long to swim the Rio Grande and not get too wet. Whew. That sounds like half of Mexico in there. Yes, Bobby Dale, you want to make something of it? I got some heavy friends. I don't know who they are, but one of them's got brown eyes. Maybe a couple of them. We're going to hear from Scott Beach, but not till we hear from George Benson again, with Herbie Hancock on Creed Taylor's label off an album called White Rabbit. Listen, you know enough. You know too much. You know that Bobby Dale needs a rest. And this is Sunday. I would like to take a rest on Monday. But the only control that I know is communication. That's the radio station I work on, KSFO. Scott Beach, I think he's already working for somebody. But I just like to hear his voice because it reminds me of Fargo.
And now, Out of His Mind. Thoughts from Scott Beach.
I have a further thought about the Olympic Games. Instead of perpetuating all the archaic hassles over administration and the nationalistic nonsense that corrupts the Olympic ideal, why not turn the Games over to the athletes? I believe that the vigorous and alert minds of the runners, jumpers, swimmers, divers, vaulters, and sprinters, and so on, are likely to do a better job and a fairer than the dinosaurs who've handled it so far. As things are, the athletes can run their events and be sweet to their elders, mind their manners, and speak when spoken to. Just doesn't seem to make very good sense. Scott Beach, KSFO.
The opinions expressed by Scott Beach are not necessarily those of KSFO, its sponsors, or anybody else.
You can hear Scott Beach. Did I talk over the Calliope player? Scott Beach next Sunday, 6 a.m. to noon. That's right here on KSFO, 560 San Francisco. Oh, come on, Bobby. What was I going to say? Oh, Dick McGarvin, noon to 4. Then Terry McGovern, 4 to 8. You got that straight? Now, Carter Smith, he might be here to help somebody look for a stupid dog that got lost 2 years ago. And the jerk that called, well, I don't want to go into it because we got some pretty music.
Am I blue? Am I blue? Ain't these tears in these eyes telling you? Am I blue? You'd be too. For each plan with my woman done fell through. There was a time I was the only one, but now I'm the sad and lonely one. Lordy, am I gay until today? Now she's gone and we are through. Am I blue? Am I blue? Am I blue?
she's gone and we are through. Am I blue? Am I blue? Now she's gone. Am I blue?
I'd like to say more about Jimmy Rushing, but he's no longer with us either. A lot of people moving around, but it's a nervous world because it gets crowded out there. You know how the 49ers did. Now I got to look over because the Giants are home at Candlestick. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you're looking at the wrong one, am I? Well, I don't know what I'm doing, you know that. San Francisco 6, Atlanta 2. It's Youth Will Tell, just like a nursery rhyme. Ask me no questions, and I ain't going to tell you no lies. From KSFO in San Francisco. Get 'em, baby. Ain't it so? Yeah. Earl Father Hines. He was with Louis Armstrong, too. If not in New Orleans, I know in Chicago. I don't know what that means to the gamblers, but I wouldn't press my luck. Not with Bobby Dale, because he's a dummy, and when his voice is strong, that's how he comes on.
California League for the Handicapped helps handicapped people become independent. It finds jobs for those whose doctors approve of their going to work. It helps blind children become a part of the seeing world. For information on League services, write California League for the Handicapped, 3232 Gary Boulevard, San Francisco, or call 221-2022. That's 221-2022.
I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light. It split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed the wells of silence. The people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, tenement halls, whispered sounds of silence.
You are a fluke of the universe. You have no right to be here.
Go placidly amid the noise and waste, and remember what comfort there may be in owning a piece thereof. Avoid quiet and passive persons unless you are in need of sleep. Rotate your tires. Speak glowingly of those greater than yourself, and heed well their advice, even though they be turkeys. Know what to kiss, and when. Consider that 2 wrongs never make a right, but that 3 do. Wherever possible, put people on hold. Be comforted that in the face of all aridity and disillusionment, and despite the changing fortunes of time, there is always a big future in computer maintenance.
You are a fluke of the universe. You have the right to be here. Whether you can hear it or not, the universe is laughing behind your back.
Remember the Pueblo. Strive at all times to bend, fold, spindle, and mutilate. Know yourself. If you need help, call the FBI. Exercise caution in your daily affairs, especially with those persons closest to you. That lemon on your left, for instance. Be assured that a walk through the ocean of most souls would scarcely get your feet wet. Fall not in love, therefore. It will stick to your face. Gracefully surrender the things of youth, birds, clean air, tuna, Taiwan, and let not the sands of time get in your lunch. Hire people with hooks. For a good time, call 606-4311. Ask for Ken. Take heart amid the deepening gloom that your dog is finally getting enough cheese, and reflect that whatever misfortune may be your lot, it could only be worse in Milwaukee. You are a fluke of the universe. You have no right to be here. And whether you can hear it or not,
Big Daddy,
the universe is laughing behind your back.
you better know it.
Therefore, make peace with your God, whatever you conceive him to be, hairy thunderer or cosmic muffin. With all its hopes, dreams, promises, and urban renewal, the world continues to deteriorate. Give up.
You are a fluke of the universe. You have the right to be here. Whether you can hear it or not, the universe is laughing behind your back. You are a fluke of the universe. You have the right to be here. Whether you can hear it or not.
Ain't that something? Well, I won't tell you any more about Big Daddy. Everybody knows that the other Big Daddy, I mean Big Daddy Lipscomb, he played for Baltimore, is no longer with us. But Dr. What's his name? Feel good? Sometimes. Don't feel good, huh? Come on now, get close to me and tell me it don't feel good. And I'll segue a record from the Big 560. That's enough, George Benson. You don't have to call Bobby Dale to ask who's going to marry me, because I believe his name is Scott Beach. And that's a fact. What do you got there? The sounds of, not the city, but, kind of the sounds of the city. Could be in the back seat of a, I don't.
You are so dumb.
I'm sorry, you're right, I'm a klutz.
But how could you be so dumb?
Look, I'm people. People make mistakes.
And that's what's good about being human.
It makes us lovable.
When you're wrong, admit it.
It's a real human sound of love.
You're right, I should have tried to understand her.
I didn't mean to make you mad.
When you're wrong, admit it.
I'm sorry I messed things up. I just didn't know.
Yeah. You know my name, now look up my number.
Yes, it's true, for most of my life I spoke the devil and did my best to dodge anything that got to looking at all like work. And I was prone to standing on corners, smoking cigarettes and talking about anything that I didn't know. Lord, how I needed to go. You got to take me to the land of milk and honey, to the land of love and sunshine, to the land of milk and honey. Please take me, girl. Love your milk and honey.
Time passed and I got older, taking on trouble a little bit harder and a little bit colder. I even got to thinking bolder. Fighting, lying, cheating, crying. I gave up, giving up the forces of evil that were pulling me down. But I was giving up my ground. You got to take me to the land of milk and honey, to the land of love and sunshine, to the land of milk and honey. Please take me. Yeah, milk and honey. Mama loves milk and honey. Then it came and sounded like thunder, a shining light in the dark of night, and you were really there, telling me that you care. And your warm love took away the cold, and where you walked, the cobblestones turned to gold. And when you touched my hair, I knew that you'd take me there. You take me, you gotta take me. Milk and honey, take me. The love and sunshine, take me. You take me. Come on and take me. To the land of milk and honey, take me. To the land of milk and honey, you take me. You got to take to the land of milk and honey, take me. To the land of milk and honey, you take me. Take to the land of milk and honey, take me. To the land of milk.
Say it, Bobby Dale, say it. John Hurley. Geez, I thought for a moment he sounded like, I can't even think of the dumb broad's name. She looks like a little like Carol Doda, but not nearly as nice. Shelley? Oh, I don't know anything about that, because, I work weird hours and in weird ways. But always right here at KSFO. Even when I'm goofing, I'm doing it.
I'm just a bad boy. La 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 la. All dressed up in fancy clothes. I ain't taking the trouble to blow my bubbles away. Life is just a bowl of cherries. I ain't taking the trouble to turn my nights into day. The hot blazing sun won't hurt my head, 'cause you'll always find me right there in the shade. I can see all the folks, they're laughing at me, 'cause I'm just naturally crazy. Bad boy. All dressed up in fancy clothes. I ain't taking the trouble to blow my bubbles away. The hot blazing sun won't hurt my head, 'cause you'll always find me right there in the shade. I can see all the folks, they're laughing at me, 'cause I'm just naturally lazy, crazy, bad boy. All dressed up in fancy clothes. I ain't taking
trouble to blow my bubbles away.
It's still Bobby Dale working. No, not there. Here on the Giant Station. But I'm doing kind of a medley of K-San's Big Daddy hit. Keep swimming, baby. You can make it. Yeah.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Doomer, and ought to see me do me stuff. I'm a clean cut fella from honors, oh, you ought to see me stuff. Oh, Ebus, Ibus, oh, Booth, and I done forgot the words. No, ding-dong daddy from Doomer, ought to see me do me stuff. Ding-dong, down, down, ding-dong daddy from Doomer. Oh, baby, do, see my dog, and baby, did it, but
You mean you ringing phones that you know I can't answer? There's only Rachel and Tom left. Who are you? What? Don't tell me your name. What do you want, man? Oh, you mean Bad Boy? Never mind. I'll tell you later if you want to hold on. 'Cause it cost me a lot to get it. And I don't know whether I wanted it or not. You know, man. All this and a half of my time. Well, let me tell you how I spend my day. Never mind how you spend your day. How you spend your night. God, I loved it. Just playing records and freaking out with some groovy American people. Ain't it nice? I'll tell you who that was. But you never go see him anyway. KSFO in San Francisco. At the tone is 11 o'clock.